Sorry about that, people. Apparently my phone ran out of space and stopped right there. It gave me a warning that that's what was happening, but I thought it was going to keep on going for a little bit, but no, that's not what happened. It just went boop, and that was that. So I went through and I erased some things. I had been deleting my videos, but unless you empty the trash can, they're still kind of in your bank, as it were, of eating up your space. Oh, yeah, I need to get off of that. Let me do this, make sure my back is, yeah, while that's doing that, we'll go back over here. All right, so if you remember correctly, this is about the time that I sent off, oh, and I lost all that good information, or just spewing, because when I get on a roll, it just kind of flows and it comes out. But anyway, if you remember at that point, God had already told me about being with the musician and all of that. So, yeah, those were my options as far as being a Me2 survivor and such as that. And that's why I am so, I guess you could say, scattered in a way without being scattered, because I needed a distraction from my life trying to figure out all of this Me Too stuff, because it gets exhausting after a while, and you run into, well, what good does it do me to know all this information when I can do nothing about it and life just keeps on moving? I forgot some of the really good points that I made while I was rambling because of losing my the rest of it. Dagnabbit, was on a roll too. Anyway, going through the Me Too book. Oh, okay. So I totally forgot until just now, and I didn't mention this in the other part of the thing. So we got the whole Me Too thing going on. I got the Courage to Heal book. I already mailed off the, I mailed off the banana tree. And this was also the time, well, I don't know if it was around that time. It was definitely around that time. Meanwhile, while I'm going through these struggles and trying to figure this out, oh, that's the time frame. Okay, before I got the book Courage to Heal, I was living in a place that I had 2 other roommates, and each of those roommates were girls, and each of those girls had their own boyfriends. I did not. I had my son. Okay? So we were living in this house. I lived basically in the attic with my son, and they lived in the 2 bedrooms downstairs and whatever. So anyway, one of these girls was a teeny tiny fragile kind of girl, and anyway, she was dating a guy that was not awesome. No, he was really, really, really not awesome. This is a good story though. So anyway, one night I was working at Pizza Hut, and I was a waitress. So I came home and got on the phone. This was late at night because I was almost the closing shift. It was basically, I got home at around 11 p.m., something like that. Anyway, so I got on the phone and I was talking to a guy that we called Spuds McKenzie, or just Spuds, because he drank a lot. And Spuds McKenzie, the dog, was a big Budweiser representative, kind of like the frogs. If you know anything about those commercials, you'll understand. Anyway, so I was on the phone talking with Spuds, and obviously at this point he was already, 3 sheets to the wind. And I was trying to convince him. I was like, dude, you need to stop because you're about to get a divorce. She's done. She's tired. You need to figure out what you need to do to stop all of this. So I'm on the phone trying to convince this dude that he's about to get a divorce, and my roommate's dog named Zeus was still outside pinned up to a tree, and that's because the human mom of this dog was out bowling. That's what she did. I think it was a Friday night. But anyway, that's what she did. She was on a bowling team, and that was one of the things she did. Whereas the other roommate was out at a bar drinking and doing whatever she was drinking. And I'm on the phone talking to Spuds. Well, I could hear Zeus growling a deep rumble growl that I had never heard before. And I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, I went to the back door. I put Spuds on hold without being put on hold. You just set the phone down because this was a corded phone, not a cell phone. So I put the phone down and I went to the back door. As soon as I went to the back door, I had a boom flashback of another dream I had had that I was about to get stabbed in the stomach. And I was like, oh, fuck, this doesn't feel good. So I opened the back door. I looked at Zeus. I didn't see anybody back there. And then I went to the front door. Meanwhile, I forgot to say, while I was on the phone with Spuds, the girl who is a roommate that had gone drinking, she had come home with some dude and they went back to her room. So I didn't give a fuck. They're doing whatever they're doing. I'm on the phone trying to tell a friend of mine he's about to get a divorce. But anyway, I go to the front door to see if there was somebody there. And lo and behold, I could see that roommate's ex-boyfriend at the end of the walk. And he started hauling ass coming towards the front door. And I was like, oh, shit. So I slammed the front door. I didn't have enough time to lock it because he was quick. He busted through the door, knocked me into the corner of the little corridor, as it were. He came through, and apparently he got a hold of his ex-girlfriend, started stabbing her. I didn't know that he had a knife of any sort on him. Started stabbing the guy he was with, the guy she was with. That guy was stabbed twice in the neck, twice in the stomach, and once in the throat. Something like that. He basically got stabbed 5 times. Well, he freaked the fuck out, and he went out the back door, all bleeding and shit, gone out the back door. Teresa there gets stabbed, and I see him attacking them too. His back was to me, and I tried jumping on his back to stop him, but that did not stop him. He still kept doing it, and he had thrown me back. Well, I used to wrestle with my brother all the time, so I was very good at coming back. Even if you knock me down, I'm still going to come back at you, because that's how me and my brother used to go at it. So anyway, while I was down on the floor after he knocked me back, I saw his legs in front of me, so I wrapped my arm around his shins, took my shoulder and went boom into the back of his knees, then flipped his ass over my shoulder. So he went flying. Teresa went this way. Dude that he was stabbing went that way. He went out the back door, like I said. Teresa went to the back bedroom. Stephen was on the ground. Oh, yeah, that's his name, Stephen. Stephen was on the ground. I got up and realized that in the process of him falling down, because I made him fall down by flipping him over my shoulder, he had stabbed me in my hand. The knife had come down and cut my hand. And it was at that moment that I got pissed. I looked at him, looked at my hand. I didn't feel it, which is a good thing. But anyhow, when I looked at my hand, realizing that he had stabbed me, I was like, look at the fuck you did to my hand. Now get the fuck out my house. Well, you could see it in his eyes. Whatever delusion that he was in, he woke up from, and he's like, oh, shit, I just did that. Oh, shit, she's pissed. And he turned around and ran out the house because he knew at that moment that MFR was going to go down if he continued on, because I ain't having it. I ain't his little prissy little girlfriend who ain't going to do nothing. I will beat your fucking ass if you try. One of us is going to die, and it ain't going to be me, I can tell you. Anyway. So then Teresa comes out all whining. She's got, he stabbed me in the shoulder. And dude was already gone. Spuds is still on the fucking phone. So I had to get on the phone and just quickly say, Spud Stevens came in the house, stabbed everybody up. I gotta go. Click. So then I had to call bowling alley because the house we were renting was actually in her name, not in either one of our names. So I called up to the bowling alley real quick and I was like, look, Steven just came to the house and stabbed up me and, the other roommate. So come home now. So I got off the phone with her and then I called 911. The lady's like, you need to calm down. I was like, chick, I am calm. What the hell are you talking about? Dude just came in the house, stabbed everybody up. My son is upstairs sleeping. I called the other roommate. You're going to tell me I need to calm down? I am calm at this point. I may be a little loud, but I am calm. So needless to say, the cops got there before the other roommate, whose lease the name was under, got there. And she couldn't come into the house because the cops were already there. Well, even before I called the cops, I ran next door because I had Joey upstairs, and I'll be goddamned if he was going to go to social services. So I ran next door, knocked on the door to wake up my neighbors who had been watching Joey earlier in the evening. And I was like, look, Steven just came to the house, stabbed everybody up. I need you guys to watch Joey for me. So they came over before the cops got there, so at least that there was somebody there for my kid. Because I knew I needed to go to the hospital because of what the fuck he just did to my hand. So anyway, they took care of Joey. Everything else was being taken care of. Me and the other girl had to go to the hospital because we needed to get surgery. Well, she had such a tiny little frame and her stab was like above her collarbone. So they were more concerned about her than me and my hand wound. So I had to wait for her to be attended to before I got attended to. So as I'm in the waiting area, waiting for somebody to fix my hand, I'm sitting next to a dude that's in shackles and chains, dude. Shackles and chains. This is what karma does to people, and they don't get it because they don't get to see it firsthand. I did. So I'm sitting next to dude in shackles and chains, just waiting. I got nothing else to do. So I look at the dude and I was like, so, what are you in for? Anyway, so dude starts talking. He's like, yeah, they got to work on my shoulder and blah, blah, blah. Because we're in a hospital, okay? This is not like jail. This is a hospital. So we get to talking, and he asked me what happened, and I was like, yeah, well, I hope this guy comes and visits you. And he's like, well, I don't think you understand. I was like, oh, no, I fully understand. He's got a cute little tight ass, and I think you'll really appreciate him. His name is Steven, and then I proceeded to spell out his name to the guy, and I was like, I hope you like him a whole lot, because he had no business coming in my house, stabbing up people with my son upstairs. So after the this and that of the court session and blah, 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 he got sent to that prison where that guy was. It was a state penitentiary. So it wasn't like a vacation home. So yeah, I know that dude from the hospital truly remembered me because sometimes I do things that are truly unforgettable. For the good or the bad of it, it's just the way it is. So anyway, I know that dude from jail remembered me, and Steven got his comeuppance. In more than one way. Because fuck you, dude, for coming into my house because you got your penis all in a twist about your ex-girlfriend going and slutting herself to somebody else. Just saying. Just saying. So anyway, all that's going on while I'm trying to figure out my Me2 movement, okay? So now you see why I'm a little bit when it comes to thinking. Anyway, I think that's going to be enough because this is part 2 of the part 1 because I ran out of space and blah, 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 blah. At least you got to see my schnoodle if nothing else. All right, so people, y'all take care of each other. Remember that $5,000 is just bullshit. He'll never give it to you. You think that rich tightwad is going to give you any money? No, he's too busy stealing your money from you. And the only way he can distract you about that is to dangle some money in front of you that's never going to show. So get real, people. All right. Peace out, people. Take care of yourselves because that's all we got, okay? All right. Bye.